Hi everyone. In this video, we will present our lab experiment 2. The title of this experiment is Purifying solid via recrystallization of benzoic acid and salicylic acid. Next, we are from section 2, group 1. This is our group members. The first one is Khairil Hakimi. The second one is Moses Etilo. Third one, Zee. And the last one, Muhammad Izul Khan. The objective of this experiment is to purifying solid compound using recrystallization method. Second, to dissociate impure sample using minimum amount of hot solvent. An impure compound is dissolved to prepare a concentrated solution at a high temperature. Decreasing the temperature causes the solubility of the impurities solution and the substance being purified to decrease. The impure substance then crystallizes before the impurities, assuming that there was more impure substance than there were impurities. The impure substance will crystallize in pure form because the impurities won't crystallize, therefore leaving the impurities behind in the solution. A filtration process must be used to separate the molecule crystal at this point. Solubility curve is used to predict the outcome of the recrystallization. The slower the rate of cooling, the larger the crystal are that form. The disadvantage of recrystallization is that it takes time. Also, it is very important that the proper solvent is used. This can only be determined by trial and error, predictions, and observation. The solution must be soluble at high temperatures and insoluble at low temperatures. The advantage of crystallization that when carried out correctly, it is a very effective way of obtaining a pure sample of some product or precipitate.
And now I will talk about the reagent used in experiment 2. So, the reagents such as benzoic acid, salicylic acid, distilled water, and ice. And for the apparatus, it is only balanced 25 ml graduated cylinder, Bunsen funnel, and double tubing. Hand vacuum pump with gauge, 125 ml animal flask, 50 ml beaker, boiling stone, filter paper, thermometer, capsule, spatula, and hot plate. And now I will talk about the procedure for the experiment too. First, weigh out about 1 gram of impure benzoic acid and for recrystallization and transfer it to a 125 ml animal flask. And here is here are some photos using the experiment too. And next, add 20 ml distilled water to the animal flask and bring the mixture to the boiling point by heating on a hot plate with continuous stirring. Gently boil the mixture until benzoic acid dissolves completely. And third, remove the animal flask from the hot plate and examine the solution. If there are particles of benzoic acid still undissolved, add water in small increments, followed by gently heat with continuous stirring. And fourth, if the solution is completely clear and not solid benzoic acid is visible, add 50 ml of water to the mixture and place the animal flask on a countertop for 15 minutes. Collect your solid crystal by setting out a vacuum filtration on a properly fitted filter paper in a clean Bunsen funnel apparatus. Pour mixture in the animal flask into the Bunsen funnel and start the vacuum pump. Ensure that all crystals are squared out of the animal flask using a spatula or stirring rope.
Okay, and the procedure number 8 is to rinse the aluminum flask with 5 ml of distilled water, followed by pouring it into the Bachmann funnel. So you can see that Lindsay uh, is pouring 5 ml of distilled water into the Bachmann funnel. Then carefully immerse the aluminum flask with filtrate inside an ice bag and then leave the filtrate to recrystallize for 15 minutes. And number 10, collect your solid crystals by following step, which is step 5 to 7. So you can see that there are some solid crystal on the top of the filter paper. And then rinse the layer flask with 5 ml of chilled distilled water, followed by pouring it into the partner funnel. Number 12, let the vacuum pump run for a few minutes to start air drying the crystal, and then use a spatula to lift the filter paper and crystal out of the partner funnel. Procedure number 13, press the crystals on the filter paper as dry as possible with a large clean paper towel. Then leave the crystal to air for 50 minutes until they are completely dry. Then transfer the dry crystal to a pre-weighed filter paper and determine the weight of the dry crystal of the recovered benzoic acid. And 15, repeat step 1 to 15 by applying and replacing benzoic acid with salicylic acid. So you can see the picture number 1 is for benzoic acid and the picture number 2 is salicylic acid. For the mass of the benzoic acid is 0.6875 gram, and for the salicylic acid it is 0.9704 gram. And for the precaution steps, first, avoid adding too much water since this will prevent the solution from becoming saturated and lower the amount of pure salicylic acid or benzoic acid that is produced. Uh, Second, before bringing the solution to a boil, use a boiling stone. And number third, an upside down lady breaker should be used to cover the aluminum flask throughout the cooling process to prevent dust contamination. And number 4, if crystallization does not occur after 10 minutes in step 4, scrape the sides of the flask above the level of the solution with the sharp end of the glass rod hard enough to audibly scratch the interior surface of the flask. This may dislodge some undetectable small crystal that will drop into the solution and seed the solution, helping to induce crystallization.
And now, I will talk the first question. Determine the percent recovery for benzoic acid and salicylic acid. So, first, I will use a formula which is shown in the that menu. The percent recovery equal to the weight of a pure substance After recrystallization, the white rate of impure substance before recrystallization multiplies 100%. So I use this formula and find that the pure benzoic acid equal to 66.05%. And for the salicylic acid, I found that 19.30%.
Briefly explain why suction filtration vacuum is to be preferred to gravity filtration. Suction filtration is more faster and convenient than gravity filtration. It takes less than 1 minute with good seals and a good vacuum sources. The solvent, solution, and air are forced down through the filter by reducing the pressure. It also removing residual liquid, resulting in a purer solid. It is important during crystallization because the liquid may contain soluble impurities. When the solvent evaporates, it will be absorbed back to solid surface.
The third question is discuss the purpose of boiling stone and why it is not reusable. The purpose of boiling stone is to make them boil calmly. These stones have pores inside which provide cavities both to trap air and to provide spaces where bubbles of solvent vapor can form. These bubbles ensure even boiling and prevent bumping and boiling over and lose all the solution. Boiling stone is not reusable since the pores inside this stone become filled with liquid on cooling.
And then we move on to the fourth question, which is about the impure benzoic acid was dissolved in hot water and the container of the solution was placed in an ice water bath instead of being allowed cooling slowly. What will be the result of the cooling the solution in this manner? So the answer will be the benzoic acid that dissolved in hot water will be formed to large solid crystal slowly instead of small crystal. Then I will talk about the result that we obtained from this experiment about the salicylic acid and the benzoic acid. So the result we obtained will be in the percentage of recovery, which is the weight of pure substance after recrystallization we divide by weight of impure substance before crystallization and then times with the 100%. So the weight of pure substance after crystallization, we got 0.9704 gram, and then the weight of impure substance before crystallization is 1.0746 gram. So the percent recovery for the salicylic acid is 90.3%. And then we move to benzoic acid. The It's still the same. We calculate the recovery. So the weight of pure substance after the crystallization, we uh, collect 0.6875 gram, and then the weight of impure substance before crystallization is 1.0409 gram. So the recovery percent for benzoic acid is 66.05%. So the conclusion that we have concluded in this experiment, the crystallization method is able to purify the solid compounds that can be observed through the changes of weight of solid compounds before and after crystallization.
So that's us from that's all from us, group number one, for experiment number two. Thank you.